Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Good afternoon, Miguel Arzola.
Thank you, Mr. Arzola. Sir, you're here on a Superior Court new case. I find probable cause for the allegation of one count of unlawful flight from law enforcement in a vehicle, which is a Class 6 felony. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference July 12th, 8:31 a.m., preliminary hearing July 16th, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Mr. Arzola, I am setting bond amount of $2,500. That is a secured appearance bond. You can pay that directly or work with a bail bonding company. They generally require 10% plus collateral. 10% of $2,500 would be $250. If you pay your bond, you will be released. You're then promising to go to court on all of your court dates, promising to comply with supervision and comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. In addition, you're not to possess any weapons, and you must admit to fingerprinting at the arresting police department. Mr. Arzola, do you have any questions?
I do, Your Honor. First of all, my question is there any way, just real quick, I was on the streets, I got on my feet, I got my own apartment, I got my job back, I got my vehicle. Right now I'm in the middle of a custody battle for my kids. There's no way I can pay that bond, right? If I stay incarcerated, there's no way I'm going to have a fighting chance for my kids, you know? Unlawful flight of a police officer, when they threw the lights on me, I was literally not even half a mile away from my residence. So I just decided to pull up to my driveway, and you know, and I told the officers, I said, I live down the street, officers, I'm just going to go home. It's like literally not even half a mile from when they put the lights on me to where I live. So I mean, I don't understand how that was an unlawful flight, but is there a way? I can't lose my job, first of all. I'm not going to be able to post a bond. So, I mean, is there any way I can do pretrial, any other options?
So, Mr. Arzola, the issue is, again, the only thing I can take as factual information here is what the police have put in here.
Right.
And according to them, they're saying that that you did not want to stop, that...
Does it say where they pulled me over at? Where they put the lights on? It was at...
You told them as well that your vehicle had issues, so you could not stop?
I was supposed to take my car today to get fixed, so I have an extended warranty on it, and if I turned it off, most likely it wasn't going to turn back on, so...
I mean, Mr. Arzola, if you see police lights, it doesn't matter if you're a half mile away from your home, you just pull over immediately. I mean, right. This is like, it's not even you're acting like that's a completely reasonable thing to drive another half a mile to your house, right, when the police are trying to pull you over. So, I mean, Mr. Arzola, like, just based on that, if you think that's an unreasonable thing, it would seem to me that you're going to find my orders to be unreasonable.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. You've already spoken, sir. Right. I've heard what you've said. And what you're saying is that you think your opinion about things, such as when you should stop for police, is more important than just common knowledge that everybody knows. You see the lights, you stop.
Right.
But
I get it.
But you seem to believe that what you did was completely reasonable, and that's the problem. If you came and said, you know, this was a big mistake, I've really messed up, maybe then I'd have a little bit of sympathy.
And I spoke to the officer.
No, Mr. Arzola, you have not said that. You've gotten up here and said that how you don't think what you did was wrong. So I am keeping the bond in place. It's a $2,500 bond. I hope you don't lose your job. It's a $2,500 bond. I genuinely hope you don't lose your job. I do. But, sir, you've got to realize you can't put your opinion about how life should work over the law, over court orders, or anything else.
Right.
So thank you, Mr. Arzola. Good luck to you. Lawrence Ornelas, and then Michaela Gibson will be on deck. Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Lawrence Ornelas,
Ornelas. Mr. Ornelas, you're here on a West McDowell Justice Court, looks like a DUI probation violation warrant. So you have an arraignment hearing at the West McDowell Justice Court July 23rd at 1:30 p.m. It's a really old warrant, so it goes back to September of 2020. The judge had asked for a $1,795 bond. What I'd like to do, Mr. Ornelas, is set what's called an unsecured bond.
Okay.
In the amount of $1,000. What that means is you don't have to pay a penny of that today.
Okay.
You'll be able to relieve in 6 hours from now. If you go to court on the 23rd, that $1,000 bond gets wiped out and you don't have to pay a penny of it ever.
Okay.
Okay? Now, it may be that there's some fines or fees owing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, as long as you go to court on the 23rd, the $1,000 I've set will go away. Most judges are happy to work with people regarding fines and fees.
Thank you.
Nobody wants you to have to go to jail, especially if you owe some money. Okay?
Yeah.
So if I do this, sir, will you promise to go to court on July 23rd?
No problem.
All right. And then you have the standard conditions and restrictions of release, plus you're not to possess or consume any alcohol. It does say this is a probation violation. So I've put here contact probation within 72 hours.
I mean, I didn't know I was on probation. This is an old case. I thought this case was settled for the most part. So I'm like, it's from like 9 years ago?
Yeah. I mean, it's right. It's a 2016 case, and then it's what it's saying is failure to comply with terms of probation in August of 2020. So I guess here's what I'd say, sir, is I'll just keep that on there, contact probation within 72 hours. Just reach out to the court.
The courts, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'll just call them and see what they tell me. Yeah.
Okay. But then make sure to be there on the 23rd no matter what.
100%. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome.
Quick question.
Yes.
So they gave me I got another UOI. Is it a misdemeanor or this is the warrant?
This is just the warrant. Let me see here.
Okay, the DUI warrants they gave me. So I got pulled over for it.
Yeah, right. So it's a DUI warrant for, but right, it's the one going, again, the alleged offense date's August 2016.
Okay, cool. So I thought they gave me DUI, but what the heck? I was trying to figure out if it was
No,
DUI
I think because they said DUI, you were thinking, it doesn't look to me like.
Okay, I was like, what the heck? Yeah. Woo, got that cleared up. Thank you.
Right, you're welcome.
Yeah, I was confused. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Ornelas. Good luck
to
you.
Have a good one.
Michaela Gibson and then Felipe Mendoza will be on deck. Michaela Gibson or Melody Gibson, and then Felipe Mendoza. Good afternoon, or good evening, ma'am. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Michaela Gibson,
Thank you, Ms. Gibson. Ms. Gibson, you're here on a Superior Court failure to appear warrant. You have a case, prosecution was suspended, it has been resumed. So, you have a status conference, July 16th, 8:30 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Ms. Gibson, the recommendation is max, which would mean that I'd put a bond in place. I am going to release you on supervised release. You have quite a few failures to appear. It's really important you get to court on July 16th and make all of your other court dates, because please understand, if you don't go, you will be arrested, and next time you'll have to pay a bond. It'll probably be at least $500 to $1,000. So it's really important that you get to court, okay?
I will be in treatment. I was worried about that. I had a bed date for the 10th, so.
Okay. Yeah, so make sure to be there on the 16th. You also need to comply with supervision. You have the standard conditions and restrictions of release, plus you must admit to fingerprinting at the arresting police department. Ms. Gibson, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you. Felipe Mendoza and then Albert Wood will be on deck. All right, good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Felipe Mendoza, 25.
Mendoza. Mr. Mendoza, you're here on a Superior Court new case. I find probable cause for the allegations of one count of tampering with physical evidence, Class 6 felony, one count of DUI, Class 1 misdemeanor, one count of DUI at the BAC of .08 or more, Class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of interfering with a crime scene investigation, Class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of possession of an open container of liquor in a vehicle, Class 2 misdemeanor. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference July 22nd, 8:31 a.m. Preliminary hearing July 25th, 8:31 a.m. That's at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Mr. Mendoza, I'm going to release you on supervised release. So you are going to be leaving here in about 4 to 6 hours from now. Because you're being released, you're promising to go to court on all of your court dates. You're promising to comply with supervision, and you will begin drug and alcohol testing and monitoring beginning on your first court date. You're also promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. Plus, you're not to possess or consume any alcohol, and you must submit to fingerprinting at the arresting police department. Mr. Mendoza, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I live in Denver. I'm just visiting.
Okay.
One of those things, and then I don't understand. I wasn't driving at all. The officer that dropped me off at a gas station told me that, hey, your car might get towed or not. Come tomorrow morning, you can find it out. You'll find out. I'm like, what? I was like, so I can pick it up tomorrow morning or something? And he's like, yeah. It's like, okay. So he dropped me off at the gas station. There's a couple of guys there. It's like, hey, $50. And they drove my car to my place. And then that's when the officers were calling me that I was tampering. They never told me something about that my car was under investigation or something like that until they got into my hotel. Because I answered like, yeah, what's the problem? And he's like, hey, why'd you drive your car? I was like, I didn't drive it.
Okay. So they have that information here that would seem to indicate otherwise. What you're telling me might be true. You're innocent unless proven guilty. Okay? So I'm just simply letting you know these are, like, I find probable cause. It's really different than finding you guilty.
Gotcha.
Okay? So you live in Denver.
Yeah.
I can allow you to travel to Colorado, but you will need to come back here on July 22nd.
22nd?
22nd is your first court date.
Okay.
So, all right, one moment.
Yeah, the other girl that was with me, she got the DUI too. She's with the other jersey. She's from Denver as well. But her Spanish wasn't, her English is not
Okay.
there.
She also lives in Colorado?
Yeah.
That was...
Ureli Baron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Baron. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, just a moment.
I was going to tell her, hey, you did fun, but
Yeah, I'm going to edit that then. So I am editing Yearly Vanessa Leal Baron's release orders to allow her to return to Colorado. And she must return by July 20. Her hearing date's actually not till the 26th, so she needs to come back on July 26th.
is there a way we could do it together?
There's not, because yours is in Superior Court, hers is in Justice Court. So I don't have the ability to do that. I can't change the dates.
Gotcha. I wonder why they didn't, I don't know, it's weird.
All right. Mr. Mendoza, do you have any other questions?
No, that's it. I mean, because my car, I could probably take it out today.
I don't know. You'll have to check with the police about that. I don't know.
No other questions, John.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mendoza. All right, Albert Wood and then Julio Garcia will be on deck. Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Albert Wood.
Mr. Wood, you're here on a Superior Court new case. I find probable cause for the allegations, 1 count of possession or use of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession or use of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference July 22nd, 8:31 a.m., preliminary hearing July 25th, 8:31 a.m. Mr. Wood, I'm going to release you on supervised release, so you're going to leave here in about 4 hours to 6 hours from now. Because you're being released, you're promising to go to court on all of your court dates. You'll see pretrial services for supervision, and you're promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. Plus, you must submit to fingerprinting at the arresting police department. Mr. Wood, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a brief